Number 10. Reborn as a scholar. He used to be a ruthless warrior, hated by many and feared by all. His bloodthirsty rampage comes to a life-shattering halt during a fierce battle with a monk, and now he have been reincarnated as Junwoo Wang, the eldest son of the revered Lord of Suzhou. His new dad wants him to become a great scholar, but no amount of studying can take away his love of martial arts and his itch for danger. Will he get to be the powerful warrior he was born to be, or will his studies change him from callous to noble? Number 2. The Lazy Swordmaster. The main character Baek Jin-woo was a warrior chosen by the Holy Sword. Regardless of his wish, he was given the task of killing the Demon King. After defeating the monster, he kills himself in order to relieve the burden of being a warrior and finally rest in peace. But rather than dying, he gets reincarnated in another world as the youngest son of a swordmaster family, but this time, he decides to live peacefully without fighting or holding a sword ever again. Both the art and the story of this manhwa is good. The main character is overpowered from the start but decides to hide his power in order to live a peaceful life. He is also very ruthless. So, if you haven't read this manhwa where Mick is reincarnated as a child, then do try it. Number 3. Demonic Master of Mount Kunlun. The main character was the true heavenly demon who had to unwillingly inherit the position of the cult leader due to the sudden death of his father. But, he passes away just after 1 year of his inheritance and wakes up in the body of an abandoned baby that was picked by the Taoists of Soulland, a sect that belonged to the Justice faction. The Taoists later start raising him so that he can lead the Kunlun sect to greater heights. The art style of this manhwa is good and the story is also good. The main character gets stronger quickly using his previous life knowledge. He is also ruthless and smart. So if you are looking for a Murum manhwa where Mick is reborn as a child, then you can give this a try. Number 4. Youngest son of the renowned magic clan. The main character of this manhwa was the writer of the novel who woke up to transmigration. But one day he accidentally transmigrates to the novel that he wrote as an insignificant character that is about to die in 10 years. After finding out his current situation, the main character decides to find every single possible opportunity to escape that outcome by trying to find loopholes in the story. He is also given a system right after transmigrating that helps him to guess the strength of the people around him accurately. It is a really good manhwa where Mick is reincarnated as a child with a system and a smart main protagonist, and both the art and the story is also really good. Be sure to try it out if you are looking for a manhwa with great character development. Number 5. Champion's Path to Murum. The main character of this manhwa was one of the strongest wrestlers in the world. He was a very talented martial artist and had no other interest other than learning different martial arts. But with time his health started to deteriorate and he couldn't fight anymore. After he wasn't able to train anymore, he started to regret it, and soon after that he lost consciousness and died. Right after dying, he is reborn in the Murum World as the youngest son of Kum Hojang. In this Murum World, he decides to learn all the different martial arts of the world and become the strongest person once again. It is a newly released manhwa where Mick is reborn as child with good art, and the pacing of the story is also quite good. The main character is very smart and makes decisions cautiously. Be sure to try it out. Number 6. Existence. The main character of this manhwa lived for many years and went through many reincarnations. Sometimes he is born as an elephant or sometimes as a fish. However, after being born as a human, he discovered that he can use the power of every other life form he had ever been born in. Follow him on his journey as he promises himself to destroy the whole of mankind. This is a newly released manhwa where Mick is reincarnated as a child and overpowered. The art and the story of this manhwa is really good. The main character is overpowered and smart from the start. So if you haven't read this till now, then I will highly recommend you guys read it. Number 7. Return of Mount Wasekt. The main character of this manhwa was one of the strongest swordsmen in the world. During a great war with the demon sect, the main character dies after defeating the leader of the demon sect. Right after dying, he finds himself returning 100 years into the future, only to find out the great Mount Wasekt is no more the greatest. Right after finding it, he starts to make the sect reach its past glory. It is one of the greatest manhwa where Mick is reincarnated as a child into the future. It is also one of the most popular manhwa of all time. Number 8. Soulland. Tang San spent his pre-life in the Tang clan. He stole the secret from the inner clan to reach the peak of martial arts. In the end, he had to commit suicide for such action. Then he was reborn in a different world, Soulland. This world is filled with powerful soul masters. Each master has their own martial souls. The martial soul of Tang San is a useless blue-silver grass. Can he bring the glory of the Tang clan into this new world? Number 9. Reborn Rich. Having started from the bottom and worked his way to the top, Hyunwoo finds himself betrayed by the royal family of Sunyang Group, the largest corporation in South Korea, after providing 13 years of dedicated service. Just when he thinks all his efforts have been made in vain and prepares to embrace his death, he suddenly wakes up in the body of Dojun Jin, the youngest grandson to the founder and CEO of Sunyang. Having been granted this second chance, Hyunwoo begins to lay the foundation for his revenge against his evil relatives. Number 1. The beginning after the end. King Gray has unrivaled strength, wealth, and prestige in a world governed by martial ability. However, solitude lingers closely behind those with great power. Beneath the glamorous exterior of a powerful king lurks the shell of man, devoid of purpose and will. Reincarnated into a new world filled with magic and monsters, the king has a second chance to relive his life. Correcting the mistakes of his past will not be his only challenge, however. Underneath the peace and prosperity of the new world is an undercurrent threatening to destroy everything he has worked for.